What is up, guys? This is the ThePikaWu here with the Wishbone,
Hey, what's up, guys? TheWizhBone here.
and yeah, this is for the Pokemon Machinima tournament, and he was my opponent, and he's a really good friend. And instead of doing the normal standard battle, we decided on doing a mixed battle instead with two OUs, two UUs, and two RUs. And if you aren't familiar with the tiers, I'll post a link in the description below. And yeah, this was one of the best battles I've ever had in fifth generation.
The same here. Like battling a big known YouTuber, it's really it has pressure on you, and it's actually a really great outcome. So I really hope you guys enjoy this.
Yeah, so let's get right into this battle. My opponent's gonna lead off with his Uxie, and I'm gonna lead off with my Jirachi, and I opt to just go for the Stealth Rocks, knowing that he can't really cripple me that much. And yeah, he's just gonna go for the Thunder Wave.
What I should have done right here was go for Stealth Rocks, but I am Choice Specs, so that was a pretty bad misplay on my part. But then again, I didn't know what kind of Jirachi set I'm working with, so I just went straight ahead and went for the T Wave.
Yeah, and I guess you didn't go for the trick because you might have thought I was an offensive one as well. But yeah, I'm just gonna double switch and go into Scyther. I end up getting the better end of the matchup, and right here, I'm just gonna go for the U-turn because it's super effective and all that awesomeness. But it does less than half, which is kind of ridiculous. That Cresselia takes that U-turn like a beast. So
Then again, I stayed in because I knew I would live it, so I just went straight for the reflect. I was gonna go for the moonlight just to get my HP back up, but I didn't know what kind of side to set you were running, so I just went straight for the reflect just in case you decided to hit me hard.
yeah, so I don't see that you have leftovers on your Cresselia, so I'm assuming you have the Light Clay with the dual screens, and that's going to be really troublesome in the long run because you can pretty much set up screens whenever you want, and it's really hard to take down your Cresselia, since Cresselia is probably one of the most bulkiest Pokemon in the metagame, with that Moonlight recovery as well.
I really don't know why it's considered in the RU tier, but they should actually put it in UU, even OU. But right here, I was actually contemplating on whether or not to go straight for the Flare Blitz. But I didn't want to take the chance, so I went straight for the U-turn because I still didn't know what kind of Jirachi I'm working with. So I decided just to go for the U-turn just in case he decided to switch out.
And yeah, you're just gonna go right back into the Cresselia, and this matchup is pretty much a stalemate because we both can't really hit each other hard since I only have the Iron Head and you only have that Psychic. And look at that, crit Psychic doesn't even do like any damage at all.
And right here, I actually thought that you were gonna switch out, so I actually went into my Celebi basically just to hit anything that you decided to come in hard with. But yeah, you end up just staying in, going for the T wave, so that actually came to bite me in the ass because I'm gonna be forced to switch out now.
Yeah, right here I'm actually gonna switch into my Clefable. I was actually thinking you might go for the Leech Seed, that won't affect me at all. But you end up going for the Thunder Wave, predicting my switch. That was pretty nice. And yeah, I didn't think that would hurt me in the long run because in fourth generation, Magic Guard prevents being fully paralyzed. But I guess the game mechanics changed in fifth generation. So yeah, we're I guess we're both just gonna switch out.
So right here, I was actually I seen my reflect go down, and I wanted my reflect up as soon as possible because I know that Scyther would be a huge threat to me. And yeah, I just decided to stay in and just go ahead and go for another reflect.
Yeah, so I know that your screens are gonna wear off, and I'm pretty sure your light screen will wear off soon. So I decide to just go into my Celebi to hopefully set up some nasty plots, since I know you can't really hurt me that much, and the best thing you can do is probably just cripple me with a Thunder Wave. So hopefully I can set up a couple of nasty plots, and even with your light screen up, maybe I can still deal some damage.
But remember, this is Crest, and Crest is a bulky ass bitch. Even with +2, I mean that that Giga Drain isn't really gonna do that much to me since I do have my light screen up. Well, in the future. Fuck.
Yeah, so I think you're just gonna go into Uxie predicting another Psychic, but I guess I'm gonna go for the Giga Drain, and since you have that light screen up, it pretty much negates my nasty plot, and I think you're just gonna go for the U-turn, and that's 4 times super effective. But since Uxie doesn't really have the best attack, it doesn't do more than half, so that was pretty good.
And I was actually gonna go for the trick, predicting your Clefable to come back in, but you just stayed in and went straight for the Giga Drain once again. So now I'm gonna go ahead and bring out my Ments and go straight for the Flamethrower, thinking I was gonna outspeed you.
Yeah, but this I believe this is a speed tie. because we're both base 100s, but luckily for me, I do win the speed tie, and that's gonna later serve really important in the game because that extra damage is really gonna help me.
And I really wasn't expecting that psychic to do that much because my screen is still up, and Solomon's does kind of have some natural bulk, but you're gonna be able to go ahead and fire off a flare blitz, and that's gonna be enough to take me down after my
Yeah, and
full control.
this is my choice bandit Infernape, and I guess you knew I was choiced in some way, so you went into this Suicune. And that really sucks because after my Celebi has fainted, I don't really have anything that could hit you that hard, but this is my offensive Clefable, and I do carry that Grass Knot, but I think you can just Calm Mind Stall me until my Grass Knot is pretty much weakened, so that kind of sucks.
And right here, I actually thought that you were gonna go into your Blastoise on the Infernape switch, but I just went straight for the Toxic just in case you decided to go out into him. But you actually went into your Clefable, which kind of scared me.
Yeah, and this is a Life Orb one with like max or a lot of attack as well as special attack investment. And that double edge does a lot of damage, especially to Suicune. Suicune is probably one of the bulkiest water types in the metagame, so I was really happy that uh, the double edge was doing a lot to you.
And after seeing that much damage, I would have just kept going for Calm Minds. But seeing the damage, I just had to go ahead and fire off a Skull just to do as much damage as I can before you end up taking me out with another double edge.
Yeah, and right here I ended up getting paralyzed, and that's when I realized the Magic Guard mechanics changed, and that kind of sucked because getting that extra double edge damage would have helped me because, as you can see, I'm gonna bring in my Scyther here, and I'm not quite gonna take him out. Actually, I go into my Infernape. Whoa. But yeah, I'm gonna go for the U-turn actually, predicting your switch, and that kind of sucks because you didn't really switch out. But at least I get that extra damage on you.
Yeah, and I went straight for the Scald right here. And I didn't know that his Blastoise was asking me to come out now. I would have just went for the Toxic. But yeah, I went ahead and went straight for the Scald. And luckily I do get the Burn Hacks, which is probably gonna play out really good for me. But then again, you do have that Lumberry.
And that was kind of good. Right here, I was actually predicting you to predict me to go into like Infernape or something to take a Toxic, but you end up just going for the Toxic. That's really not a big deal because I don't really value Blastoise that much because this Suicune is just pretty much gonna wall me.
And I didn't even know if you carried HP Grass or HP Electric, so I really wasn't fearing you. That's why I stayed in since I do have that +1 special Dion. And yeah, right here I decided just to set up, seeing that how much that Hydro Pump did, and I know that HP Grass or Electric isn't really gonna do that much to me, so I just decided to opt and go for another Calm Mind.
Yeah, so right here, this is where the double edge damage would have paid off because as you can see, that Aerial Ace doesn't quite live or doesn't quite take him down. He's gonna live with this just a little bit of health, and then he's gonna take me out with an Ice Beam, and that really sucks because Scyther is really my best counter and best check to his two walls, which is his Uxie and his Cresselia.
And at the moment you went for the aerial ace, I actually thought I was gonna die, so I was like, "Fuck! I just rather stay in and let my Suicune die as death fodder." So I just went straight for the ice beam, but I luckily ended up living. And you just go for the flare blitz and take me out, which is kind of bad because I wasn't expecting the flare blitz to actually KO me. But since you are banded, it is gonna do a decent amount of damage.
Yeah, so right here, I guess I'm just gonna leave my Blastoise here as fodder just to scout what kind of set you are. When I saw your U-turn damage against my max defense Jirachi, I was pretty sure you were gonna be banded. But yeah, Blastoise is just gonna die.
So I
And
decided
yeah, I'm gonna bring in my own Infernape here, and because we're both banded, this is really, really dangerous.
So right here I switch out because I didn't know if we are gonna if it was gonna be a speed tie, so I decided to just go straight into my crash, basically to get some recoil damage off of the flare blitz, and I really wasn't expecting it to do this much damage, but it did ended up taking a huge chunk out of me.
Yeah, and I am going to be able to 2-hit KO his Cresselia, and I know he has his Infernape, and because he has because he has the resist, I really can't take him out, and that's kind of bad for me. But actually, he's just gonna go into the Uxie here. I don't know why, but he is gonna get taken down by our Flare Blitz.
I switched to my Yixi because I just wanted I wanted you to get as much recoil damage as you can before I went back into my ape and went straight for a close combat.
So right here, I know a banded Flare Blitz can't kill him at this point unless he has that special defense drop or if I'm in Blaze range. So that's why I do decide to switch into my Jirachi pretty much as fodder. So yeah, he is gonna take me out after the second close combat, and I'm left with my last Pokemon, which is my Infernape. And that's really scary because we're both banded, and not really sure what the outcome will be at this point when I was playing. And yeah, I was trembling a lot during this time of battle, and I was really scared.
And at this point in the match, I was on the edge of my heels or whatever hell you want to say. But like I was really crossing my fingers, and I go into my Celebi basically just to get as much recall damage as I can once again. And right here is when rocks would have really been helpful to me because I believe with rocks after this flare blitz, I'm pretty sure you would have been dead.
Yeah, so he has his last Pokemon left, and that is his Infernape. My bad. And because I am in Blaze range, I should be able to take him out, and I do win the speed tie. But later on, he told me he was adamant nature, so that really helped me. And I do live with 2 HP, and I am able to defeat him.
That was one of the best matches I had. Piku, thank you. It was an honor of battling you, and it was a really great match, dude.
Yeah, it was really awesome. So yeah, this was our first dual commentary. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, thank you for watching our video. And
Peace,
yeah,
guys.
peace out, guys.
But remember, this is Crest, and Crest is a bulky ass bitch.